Wala The presence of science of the opinion of Michael Gregory Vargas, followed by Binarante, Marcha ng Oriental Mindoro, Awit ng Nauhan, and Oslo's Creed, also led by Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory Vargas.
Sa kanila naman ng anak ng Diyos Espiritu sa Rua. Panginoon, maraming pong salamat sa panibagong araw. Salamat sa pagkakataong may sa aming mga buhay, aming Panginoon, na ito'y patuloy ninyong gamitin. Ang aming mga puso, upang ipadalin ng iyong pagkakas. Bigay ko rin bukas na mamatawan at ang aming mga pamilya ang bawat hindi na ko sa na sa ka.
So,
Provide us
kindly call the roll.
Morning po, hopefully sa inyo lahat. Kindly verify your presence when your is called. The Honorable Vice Mayor Candidate James
Present.
Jr., Honorable Councilor Kenneth Wilson Aviray, Honorable Councilor Jun S. Varin, Honorable Councilor Marian Francis T. Marcos, Honorable Councilor Rafael C. Ilagan,
Present.
Honorable Councilor Elmar B. de Villar, Honorable Councilor Alan M. Balbacal, Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory D. Vargas, Honorable Councilor Mrs. Patricia May Artolo, Honorable Liga Vice President Pedro M. Aday, Honorable IPM Argelio P. Banlugan, Honorable Presiding Officer, only one member is not present today, the person of the SMF President Christian M. Naguto. We have 11 members.
With 11 members present, quorum is declared.
you know, the Gulo may be recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, before so included the Honorable Marciano for approval, may I humbly move to appoint our temporary Sergeant Arms, Sir Darwin Sarabia. And his responsibilities include the responsibility for the maze and yung mga pagpasok po dito para po sigurado tayo sa lahat ng mga kaguluhang nangyayari po ngayon. If the committee would so allow, I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the Mr. Darwin Sarabia by designated as our temporary Sergeant at Arms. The gentleman from Maluin and San Agustin is recognized.
Maraming salamat Gulo at kung mga kabayan sa bayan ng Nauban, mga tao sa senaryong ito. Magandang umaga. Mr. President, before I ask the members of our House body if they have any our further business today's session, I respectfully request for the proposed ordinance number 2026-04-01, the an ordinance institutionalizing support for alternative learning system in the municipality of Namuan, Oriental Mindoro, provide guidelines and appropriating tools thereof, sponsored by Honorable June S. Green, be included in today's calendar for second reading.
Any objection? Yan. The ordinance included na kagawis.
Unless any member yes, anymore want to include in our order of business for today's session, I respectfully move Mr. Siding Officer for the movement of today's order of business.
The order of business for the session is hereby approved.
Salamat. Mr. Presiding Officer,
For the reading and consideration of the journal of the previous session held on December 18, 2025, December 2, 2025. The gentleman from Santiago, Laguna is recognized. Councilor Villa.
Thank you po, Mr. Presiding Officer. Tapos sa journal number 18, 2025, narito po yung atin po mga nakita, mga dapat na ayusin at baguhin from page 1, line 19. Itong De Castro, maligit lagyan po ng spaces sa regulation of public funds, violation at ano na lang po, correct na lang po, and violation. Di po at tapos sa page 11, line number 3, yung ganun pa rin po, malversations, public funds and violations. Tapos sa page 12, line number 20, insert na lang po yung off sa barangay, salaries of barangay. Wala po. Line 31, nagkakahalaga na 87,110. Yan na lang po, nagkakahalaga ng 87,210. Din po sa line 34, nagkakahalaga ng 47,132. Ganun din po sa line 35, 37 at 38. Na lahat na nakalagay pa sa line 44 po, kami po ang mga barangay health worker ay po sila kaya mga barangay health workers po. Yes, sa page 13, line 5, despite informing of his right file to file, nagdoble lang po yung right, pakitanggal na yung file doon sa turn on right file. Tapos page 8, line 13, University of the Philippines Las Bañas, University of the Philippines Las Bañas. Page 19, line 29, ang paggamitan, kulang lang po ng A, paggamitan. Line 30, mundo ay mga sumusunod. Pakinggan lang po ng ang ay ang mga sumusunod. Sa page 20, line 3, pagkapatupad ang patupad. Tapos line 11, yung Municipal General Appropriation Ordinance. Magkaiba po kasi yung niya, mayroong Municipal General Appropriations Ordinance, meron po Municipal Appropriation, pareho uniform lang po. 3835 parehas pong may appropriation. Samantalang sa line 29, line 16, line 24 ay wala siyang S yung appropriation. So, pakita lang po kung alin mas tama. Tapos sa page 179 po yung line 18. pwede ba namin malaman, po, nakalagay, pakidagdag lang po. Pwede ba namin malaman, nadaglagan lang po ng letter G sa namin malaman, pakidagdag lang po and sa malaman. So, yun lang po, yun ang tagapulo. And I move for the actions of the journal held December 18, 2025 with the following corrections.
Motion, any question? Clarification? Seeing none, motion of Councilor Elmer Villa, seconded by Councilor Baras and Balbacal. The Journal of the Resolution held on 18 December 2025 is hereby adopted. Thank you.
You recognize?
The Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory D. Vargas is recognized.
Salamat po. For the journal, of the regular session held on December 20, 2025. The journal of the regular session held on April 23, 2026. This was these journals were transmitted to our offices yesterday, and due to short of time and those documents would like to respect for the report of its approval onto the next session, Mr. President.
Any objection? Seeing none, the consideration of the journal of the said journal is hereby deferred until the next session. For the referral measures, Madam Secretary, kindly.
The referral of measures, ending of communications, 0.01 is a proposed ordinance authored by Honorable Princess Patricia May R. Dolor. The sponsors would be Honorable Michael Gregory Vargas and Honorable MRB de Villa. Ordinance institutionalizing the programs, services, privileges, and benefits for and for other purposes pursuant to Republic Act 8972, amended by Republic Act number 11861.
To further Committee on Laws together with Committee on Social Welfare.
Next item is a proposed resolution authored by Honorable June S. Bugari. Isang resolusyon nagbigay pagkilala kay Engineer Michael John Lee de Guzman ng Barangay Dao, Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro bilang tumulong at tagapagtaguyod ng Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia sa bansang Canada.
Councilor Green, would you like to manifest? Sir.
Excluded on business of the base regular script.
So move, Mr. President Officer, for it to be included this year.
Said item included in other business for this session.
Next item is a letter of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel Seves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor candidate J. Melgar Jr. dated May 11, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is a request for authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or the PHIVOLCS, represented by Director Dr. Teresito C. Colcol, regarding the implementation of the Geospatial Information Management and Analysis Project for Hazards and Risk Assessment in the Philippines, or the GeoRIS PH in the Municipal of Nauhan.
To further Committee on Laws together with Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction.
12.04 is a letter of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel Esteves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor candidate J. Melgar Jr. dated May 11, 2026, received on this date. The subject, request for authority to enter into a deed of donation with the provincial government of Oriental Mindoro, represented by Governor Humberto A. Dolor, MPA, PhD, regarding provision and distribution of toolkits under the AFF Rehabilitation and Recovery Program in the Municipality of Nauhan.
Report to Committee Laws together with Committee on Agriculture.
12.05, letter of the Municipal Mayor ni Joel C. Teves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candy J. Melgar Jr. dated May 7, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is the request of authority to enter into a supplemental memorandum of agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development, Mimaropa Region, represented by Regional Director Benji Gonzalez regarding the implementation of supplementary feeding program in the municipality of Nauhan.
Report to the Committee on Laws together with Committee on Social.
Noted po.
12.06, letter of Municipal Mayor dated May 30, 2026, received on the same date the subject request for authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Labor and Employment, Mimaropa Region, represented by Regional Director Naomi C. Apeliana, regarding the implementation of Government Interns Program or the GIP in the municipality of Nauhan.
Report to the Committee on Laws together with Committee on Labor and Employment.
12.07, first endorsement of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves, the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan, through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr., dated May 7, 2026, received on the same date. Isang liham ni Ginoong Rilo Arteves, tagapamahala at may-ari ng DRT ng Coliseum, Barsinaga, may petsang ika-5 ng Mayo, 2026, humihiling ang mapapalooban ng special permit to operate ang DRT ng Juan Coliseum sa pagsasagawa ng special hack fights sa sumusunod na petsa, Hunyo, 2, 5, 16, 19, 23, 24, at 30, 2026, at ang kitain nito ay tulong para sa mahihirap na kababayan.
Report to the Committee on Games with the instruction that the Sangguniang Bayan be provided with the activities to the proceeds para sa mahihirap na kabayan.
12.08 is letter of Honorable Ruben D. Maratigan, Punong Barangay of Malaya, to the honorable members of Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Candido J. Melgar Jr. dated May 12, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Malaya amounting to 3,726,930 pesos.
Report to the Committee on Finance together with Committee on Affairs.
12.09 is letter of Honorable Henry A. Biray, Punong Barangay of Santo Niño, dated May 11, 2026, on the same date. Subject is the supplement budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Santo Niño, amounting to 537,764 pesos.
To the Committee on Finance together with Committee on Affairs.
12.10, letter of Honorable Margie Dinglasan, ng Barangay of Pinagsabangan Uno, dated May 6, 2026, received on May 7, 2026. The subject is supplemental budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Pinagsabangan Uno, amounting to 1,204,614 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
12.10, letter of 11, letter of Honorable Lisa May SK Chairperson ng Barangay Panikian, to the honorable members ng Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr. dated May 11, 2026, received on the same day. The subject is the SK annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Panikian, amounting to 456,419 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Youth.
For presiding, to authorize the Secretary of items 12.08 to 11 to the local community for their intake.
Madam Secretary, kindly note.
Note po. And for the last item, 12.12, letter of case, Darwin Ocampo, owner or bicycle operator, to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan, Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr., dated May 7, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is the request for the grant of tricycle franchise.
To the Committee on Transportation. For the
Oh, thank you.
committee reports,
Mr. Presiding Officer.
the lady councilor recognized.
I want to recognize Honorable S.K. Renanin po yung kanyang
Okay, sige. The Honorable kay Chairperson of Barangay San Andres, Renalyn, is recognized. And later, we will, during start the committee reports. The Honorable Councilor Jabal C. Ilagan is recognized. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Committee report number 176, series of 2026, submitted by Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics and Accountability, Human Resources and Oversight. Subject: request for adoption of the proposed organizational structure of the Office of the Municipal Office for fiscal year 2026. Sir, Presiding Officer, the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics and Accountability, Human Resources and Oversight, which the above mentioned subject was referred to consider the same during a committee hearing held on May 5, 2026, and as the honor to report it back to Sangguniang Bayan with the following findings and recommendations. Number 1. Section 447 of the Local Government Code of the Philippines states that Sangguniang Bayan is the legislative body of the municipality, shall enact ordinances, approve resolutions, and appropriate funds for the general welfare of the municipality, including the determination of the positions and salaries, wages, allowances, and other emoluments and benefits of officials and employees wholly or mainly from municipal funds, and provide for expenditures necessary for the proper conduct of programs, projects, services, and activities of the municipal government. Number 2. The municipal mayor dated March 30, 2026, received by the Office of Sangguniang Bayan on the same day, forwarded the organizational structure of the Office of the Municipal Health together with the proposed organizational structures of other offices. Number 3, the proposed organizational structure consists of 37 existing positions and 95 positions for creation, wherein the creation of the proposed organizational structure is based on Department of Health, DOH. Number 4, the planning positions for 1 dentist, 2 medical technologies, 2 midwives, 1 nurse, 2 are currently vacant. Meanwhile, the creation of plantilla positions for a psychologist, pharmacist, and nurse and additional nurses has been identified as priority. Number 5, the office intends to abolish the dentist one position and create in its place a dentist 3 plantilla position, while the committee highlighted the need to establish plantilla position for psychologists due to increasing needs. Number 6, it was noted that the plantilla position for municipal government department head 2, MGDH2, with the salary grades 20 should be removed, as its salary is higher than the municipal vice mayor, which is prohibited under the local government code, and that the rural health physician's position, salary grade 24, being equivalent to MGDH position, should also be removed. Number 7, however, pursuant to DOH guidelines, its rural health physician is expected to serve approximately 20,000 patients. Given that the municipality has a population exceeding 110,000, there is a need to create additional rural health physician position with an adjusted salary grade, and upon hiring, its position shall be assigned to multiple catchment areas. Consequently, Dr. Marisabel De Leon stated that once the rural health positions are created and filled, hiring contract of service medical physicians will no longer be necessary. The committee observed the numerous plantilla positions for administrative aid to messenger, in which the office noted that this position
Note that this personnel will be assigned coding duties in response to increasing demands of program implementation and dissemination, which have resulted in delays in the submission of compliance. Number 10. However, the concern regarding the of medicines was the hiring of additional dentists positions may arise to potential conflicts, given that additional dentists would likewise increase medicines prepare. 11. In view of the foregoing, it is advised the request of the municipal health office be returned for revision in order to align the organizational structure with the findings stated above, as well as the duties and responsibilities of the requested plantilla position. Recommendation to return the request to the Office of Municipal Health of amendments or the organizational structure. Mr. Presiding Officer, respectfully submit the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics and Accountability, Human Resources and Oversight. Yours truly as a chairperson, with the concurrence of the chairperson, Marion Francis D. Marcos, unofficial business members, Honorable Wilson Biray, Honorable Councilor S. Bugarin, and Honorable Councilor Michael Reviti. So, Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of this written committee.
Any questions for clarification? Seeing none, the second report is hereby adopted.
Sir Presiding Officer, I may I respectfully request our Sangguniang Secretary to furnish the copy of this written report, the Office of the Municipal Mayor, and also the Municipal Health Office.
Secretary, kindly note.
Committee Report number 177, Series of 2026, submitted by Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics. Subject request for adoption of proposed organizational structure of the Office of the Municipal Civil Registrar for fiscal year 2026. Findings, the committee noted that pursuant to Section 47 of the Republic Act No. 7160, the Sangguniang Bayan is authorized to enact ordinances, approve resolutions, and determine the positions, salaries, wages, allowances, and other emoluments of the municipal officials and employees subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations. Number 2, in a letter dated March 30, 2026, Honorable Henry Josie Teves, Municipal Mayor, respectfully requested the August body to consider the adoption of the proposed organizational structure, the Office of the Municipal Civil Registrar, MCR, for fiscal year 2026, including the recognition of 8 existing vacant positions, creation of additional 50 plantilla positions. A thorough review of the proposed and its supporting justification. The committee recommended the removal of the proposed Assistant Civil Registrar SG18 position, considering that the position presented during the deliberation were found to be minimal and insufficient to justify the creation of the said position. The committee likewise proposed creation of Division Chief position under salary grade 18 for the Registration Division, Administrative Division, and Records and Archival Division, respectively, to promote effective management, proper supervision, and more efficient operations within its division. However, it was noted during the deliberations that the creation of higher plantilla positions should be considered to provide qualified and eligible personnel with opportunities for career advancement consisting with existing civil service laws, rules, and regulations. Number 6, Office of Municipal Civil Registrar manifested the need for the creation of additional data controller positions due to the increasing demands of database management, rising volume of transactions, documentation and data processing requirements, digitization initiatives, and the maintenance, processing, keeping, and reportorial compliance of official records is mandated by law. Number 7. However, the committee likewise recommends the adoption of a more appropriate designation or terminology for the data controller. Positions to accurately reflect its actual functions, duties, and responsibilities. May- The committee proposed the creation of administrative assistant position in the registration, administrative, and records while divisions of the office to enhance operational efficiency and ensure more effective service delivery across all units. It was likewise noted that appropriate salary grade for administrative officer 3 is SG13, not SG15, for proper alignment, existing position, classification, and compensation standard. Number 9. Peñarroyo manifested that the office had transmitted a previously printed and edited copy of the proposed organizational structure and staffing pattern, and that certain revision may have been made thereafter. Nonetheless, she expressed appreciation the committee's diligent, careful review of the proposal. Number 10. In view of foregoing, the committee further emphasized the necessity of evaluating dated and detailed duties and responsibilities of its personnel to properly determine where the proposed staffing pattern and creation of additional anti-SILIA positions are justified and aligned with the actual operational needs. The recommendation to return the request to the Office of the Municipal Civil Registrar for appropriate amendment to the proposed organizational structure consistent with the findings and recommendation of the committee, and to furnish copies of this committee report to the Office of the Municipal Mayor and the Office of the Municipal Civil Registrar for their information and respectfully submit Committee on Good Government, Ethics and Accountability, Human Resources and Oversight. Mr. Presiding Officer, I hope for adoption of this written committee report.
Any question or clarification? Tingnan, the certificate report is hereby adopted.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I respectfully request our Secretary to furnish the copy of this committee report of the Municipal Mayor and the Municipal Civil Register for their information and guidance.
Madam Secretary, please note.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding.
2-minute recess.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I be next?
Councilor Michael Gregory Rivas is recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, please allow me to render Joint Committee Report number 178/2026.
You may proceed.
Thank you po. Joint Committee Report number 178/2026 is submitted by the Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, together with Committee on Foreign Affairs. Subject: request for request for review of an ordinance of Pinagsabangan Dos ng Oriental Mindoro with the following items. Letter A, Barangay Ordinance number 1, an ordinance prohibiting the drinking of liquor and other intoxicating beverages in public places within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. Letter B, by Ordinance number 2, an ordinance prohibiting the act of being topless or happening in public places within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. Letter C, Barangay Ordinance number 3, an ordinance regulating the use of videoke machines and other amplified audio devices within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. And letter D, Ordinance number 4, ordinance instituting curfew hours for minors within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. The Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, Human Rights, and Committee on Barangay Affairs, with above mentioned subject referred to, has considered the same in a committee hearing on May 6, 2026. And has ordered to report the same back to the Sangguniang Bayan with the following findings. For one, the Sangguniang Bayan Pinagsabangan Dos, through Honorable Rogelio Piliwagan Jr., Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos, in his letter dated April 7, 2026, requested for the review of the aforementioned ordinances. Number 2, pursuant to the provisions of the Local Government Code of 1991, the Sangguniang Bayan is vested with authority and responsibility to review ordinances enacted in the barangay and the Sangguniang Barangay and to determine whether such enactments within the powers and functions vested by the Sangguniang Barangay. Number 3, moreover, under Section 16, Public Act number 760, it is the duty of every local government unit to exercise powers granted to it, including those that are necessary to ensure effective and efficient governance and improve the general welfare of its constituents. Number 4, in line with this, Section 389 of the same code provides that the Punong Barangay is responsible for enforcing laws and regulations concerning governance and the protection of community. Number 5, during the joint committee hearing, the members discussed and recommended the revisions of the following. Barangay Ordinance number 1, the ordinance prohibiting drinking of liquor and other intoxicating beverage in public places within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. First recommendation, replace the legal term indicated in the second whereas clause, specifically change cities to municipalities. Number 2, Section 3, revise clearly specify the exemptions that may be allowed by the Punong Barangay. For Barangay Ordinance number 2, an ordinance prohibiting act of being tapped or half naked in public places within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. The first reading also includes the replacement of applicable term in the second whereas clause, changing cities to municipalities. Number 2, Barangay Ordinance is consistent in conformity with existing laws, regulation, pursuant to local government code. For Barangay Ordinance number 3, an ordinance regulating the use of videoke machines and other amplified audio devices in Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. Replace the applicable term indicated in the second whereas clause to change cities to municipalities. Section 3 for prohibited acts, revise and clearly specify exemptions that may be allowed by the Punong Barangay. For Barangay Ordinance number 4, an ordinance instituting curfews for minors within Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos. Replace the applicable term indicated in the second whereas clause, specifically the typographical error it is to change it to municipalities. The Barangay Ordinance is consistent and in conformity with existing laws and regulations pursuant to Local Government Code of 1990. In review of foregoing, the Joint Committee believes that the enactment of the aforementioned ordinance by the Sangguniang Barangay of Samangandos was intended to promote the welfare and best interests of its constituents, and that the same consistent with the and in conformity with existing laws and regulations pursuant to the Local Government Code 1991. However, certain provisions of several barangay ordinances require amendment to ensure clarity and prevent possible conflicts on its implementation. Recommendation, Mr. Presiding Officer. Recommendations, Mr. Presiding Officer. First is to pass a resolution approving barangay ordinances number 2 and number 4 of Bilang Dos, subject to the correction of identified graphical error. Second recommendation, to return barangay ordinances 01 and 03, rate revisions in accordance with the above mentioned recommendations. Mr. President, respectfully submit for Committee on Laws, Rules, Matters, and Human Rights. Yours truly, Chairperson Michael Gregory D. Vargas, concurred by Vice Chairperson Honorable Kenneth Wilson A. Viray, with members Honorable Junior Green, Honorable Princess Patricia May R. Dolor, Honorable Marion Franz D. Marcos. Beyond Barangay Affairs, the Chairperson, Honorable Pedro M. Aday, with the concurrence of the Vice Chairperson, yours truly, Michael D. Vargas, together with members Honorable Elmar B. De Villa, Honorable Princess Patricia May R. Dolor, and Honorable Alan M. Pasbacal. Signing officer, it ends the reading of the Joint Committee Report number 179-6.
Any questions or clarification? Seeing none, what's the pleasure of the reporter?
May I respectfully move, Mr. Presiding Officer, that Barangay Ordinance number 01 and number 3 of Barangay Sabangantos return to the said barangay rate revisions team with the findings of the joint.
Let's first adopt the committee report.
Ay, sorry. May I respectfully move for the adoption of this committee report.
Any questions or clarification? Seeing none, the said report is hereby adopted.
Mr. President Officer, may I respectfully to return under ordinances number 0 for appropriate action in accordance with findings.
Madam Secretary, kindly note on that recommendation.
And Mr. President Officer, move pass the resolution approving barangay ordinance number 02 and 04 of Bilang.
The said items are included in other business for today's session.
Thank you very much. For joint committee report, please render, Mr. President, joint committee report number 178-2026.
Please proceed.
Thank you very much po. This committee report is submitted to the Committee on Laws, Rules, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, and the Committee on Public Works and Public Utilities. Subject to proposed ordinance entitled Isang Ordinansa ng Tatakbo ng Regulasyon ng Pagdaan ng mga Sakyan ng mga barangay sa mga barangay at Municipal Road ng Davao. The Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinance, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, together with the Committee on Public Works and Utilities, which the above-mentioned subject matters was considered the same committee hearing held on May 6, 2026, and has honored to report the same being bayan with the following things and recommendations. Number 1, on March 12, 2026, a proposed ordinance entitled Isang Ordinansa ng Takda ng Regulasyon ng Pagdaan ng mga Sasakyan sa mga barangay at Municipal Road ng Lawan is filed for first reading. The proposed ordinance, ordered by Honorable Pedro M. Aday, to regulate the hours of passive vehicles, particularly large vehicles in school zones and residential communities and barangay and municipal roads of Lawan, in order to ensure public safety, prevent traffic disruption, and avoid accidents. Section 16 of Republic Act 17160 otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991 states that every local government unit shall exercise the powers expressly granted to which are essential for promoting the general welfare and protecting the comfort and convenience of the community. Moreover, Republic Act number 794 stipulates that all heavy vehicles such as dump trucks and trailers used in quarry operations shall strictly comply with prescribed gross weight limit which shall not exceed 3,500 kilograms. On May 6, 2026, committee meeting was conducted, where the committee discussed and raised several key concerns related to the regulation and passage of vehicles within the municipality of Nauhan. Among the first discussed was the establishment and implementation of load limit weighing scales for dump trucks, trailers, and other heavy vehicles passing barangay and municipal roads in the municipality of Nauhan. The importance of clearly identifying and classifying roads was emphasized, particularly in determining which road fall under the jurisdiction of the barangay and municipal government within the municipality of Nauhan. In addition, the need to carefully consider rush hour periods in establishing time schedules for the passage of heavy vehicles, particularly within school zones and along roads in the municipality. It was emphasized that barangay roads generally possess limited load bearing capacity, rendering them highly vulnerable to rapid deterioration caused by heavy vehicles. Thus, the installation of weighing scale system was deemed necessary for the implementation of proposed ordinance to effectively monitor and regulate vehicle load limits of municipal and barangay roads, provided, however, the nautical highway shall be excluded from its coverage. Municipal Engineer Robert Wanda stated that the implementation of the proposed ordinance is consistent with existing laws and regulations. However, he emphasized that the establishment of vehicle weight limits requires a thorough process, including proper technical evaluation and the allocation of sufficient funding for the acquisition and installation of weighing scales to ensure effective investment and compliance with safety standards. Furthermore, Engineer Wanda signified that the Municipal Engineering Department will provide assistance in identifying schools situated along barangay and municipal roads through mapping and ensuring that such areas do not interfere with provincial roads. After thorough deliberation, the Joint Committee deems it necessary to regulate the designated schedules for passage of large vehicles, particularly within school zones along barangay roads throughout the municipality. Such regulation is considered beneficial to both residents and others traversing the area, as it aims to enhance public safety, reduce the risk of vehicular accidents, and minimize unnecessary disturbances and inconvenience to the community. At the same time, the committee recognizes the need to balance these measures with operational requirements business utilizing large vehicles, ensuring that any adverse impact on their operations is minimized. Recommendations. One, to amend provisions of the ordinance entitled Isang Ordinance ng Tatakday ng Regulasyon sa pagdaan ng mga sakyan barangay at municipal road ng naman in accordance with the publishing findings, particularly with respect to the inclusion of regulations governing load limits. Number two, to connect with the municipal engineering office regarding the categorization of the municipal, provincial, and barangay roads Nauhan. Respectfully submitted. Committee on Laws, School Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights. Chairperson, Michael Gregory D. Vargas, with the concurrence of the Chairperson, Honorable Wilson A. Veray, members Jun Sarabia Bugarin, Honorable Princess Patricia A. R. Dolor, and Honorable Margaret Francis D. Martins. For the Committee on Public Works and Utilities, Chairperson, truly Michael Gregory D. Vargas, with the concurrence of the Vice Chairperson, Honorable Kenneth Wilson Veray, Honorable Princess Patricia May Dolor, Honorable Pedro Alay, and Honorable Alan M. Palpacal. Mr. Presiding Officer, I respectfully move for the adoption of the Joint Committee Report for 178-336.
Any question, clarification? Sige. Said report is hereby
Fully request also the copy of the proposed ordinance back to the committee for necessary adjustments as to what has been agreed upon during the committee.
to return to the committee. Okay. The committee report be forwarded to the concerned committee for author.
Right, Commissioner?
For committee report number 180/2026, the request for deed of donation for various school sites. The gentleman from Melbourne is recognized. And Poblacion.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The committee report number 180-2026 submitted by the Committee on Land Use and Patrimonial Properties. And this is also adopted by the Committee on Rules. Um, um,
Mr. Officer, upon conformity with the person to committee laws during that time, the joint committee, we will be adopting the committee report to be rendered. Honorable June Stub.
You proceed since the other committee adopted, will adopt the said report.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding. So the subject for a new deed of donation and sanguinary solution for sites. For school sites. Dated May 14, 2026, the Committee on Land Use, Housing and Patrimonial Properties, together with the Committee on Rules, to which the above-mentioned subject was referred to, has considered the same during a committee hearing held on May 2026, and the honor reported back to the following findings and recommendations. The first finding, on sections and the 1 and 7 of the Public Act number 7160, which authorized local government units through the Sangguniang to enter into a contract and dispose of real properties through lawful means, including donation, public use, the constitutional mandate under Article 14 of the 1987 Constitution, promote and protect the right to education and ensure accessible quality education for all. The mandate of the Department of Education, the principal agency responsible for the administration of public school system and the acceptance and management of donated school sites for educational purposes, and the applicable rules and regulation of the Land Registration Authority governing the proper acquisition, registration, and titling of real properties. The request is legally supported and deemed consistent with established laws, policies, and procedures. The municipal mayor, dated April 8, 2026, received the office of the Sangguniang Bayan on the same day, requested the honorable body for an authority to execute deed of donation for titling all school sites previously donated by the municipal government of Nauhan to the Department of Education School Division of Oriental Mindoro. For upon deliberation, it was noted the school sites subject of requests are supported by varying documental references and fully records, including a school sites donated by the LGU with transfer certificate of titles or TCs issued in the name of the local government unit. School sites donated by the LGU but with TCTs is still registered in the name of private individuals. And C, school sites donated by the LGU covered by only by the tax declaration issued in the name of the local government unit. 5, the municipal assessor manifested that the office can only process matters involving tax declaration, while requirements pertaining to the titling of properties fall under the jurisdiction of the Registry of Deeds. It was likewise emphasized that two major requirements for the processing of title transfer are the conveyance documents, particularly a copy of the deed of donation and duly approved pre-plan of the subject. 6, the committee emphasized that as an official matter, only those school sites legally registered under the name of the local government unit may be validly covered by the authority of the municipal mayor for purposes of executing the requested deed of nations. Considering that properties still registered in the name of private individuals cannot be lawfully conveyed by the LGU. 7, it was likewise noted that the Department of Education has prescribed a minimum land area requirements of 1 hectare or 10,000 square meters for donated school sites. However, these requirements has given rise to certain issues considering that same existing school sites are substantially smaller than the prescribed area, while in other cases only a portion of 1 hectare requirements was donated for school use, with the remaining portions retained or utilized by the donor for residential or other purposes. To facilitate the processing and eventual titling this subject exercise, the committee advised the school heads present during the deliberation to secure and prepare the necessary documents requirements, particularly the deed of donation, and approve the plan, and to maintain close coordination with the Sangguniang Bayan throughout the process. 9. The committee noted that the request seeks to formalize and legalize the transfer of ownership and or use of the subject property in favor of the Department of Education or concerned school authority to ensure the continued operation, development, and improvement of educational facilities in the area. And it was likewise emphasized that execution of deed of donation is a necessary legal instrument to clearly establish ownership, conditions of donations, and obligations of the parties, while the corresponding Sangguniang Bayan resolution served as the legislative authority recognizing and supporting such transfer in accordance with existing laws. 11. After due deliberation, the committee finds the request to be proper and beneficial to the general welfare, subject to compliance with all legal requirements, including documentation, technical verification of the property, and conformity with applicable laws and regulation governing donation to government institutions. However, the committee likewise emphasized that the August body shall not grant blanket authority to the local chief executive for the execution of deed of donation, but only for those properties with complete and compliant documentary requirements. So the recommendation of the committee, Mr. Presiding, to return the request to the office of the municipal mayor for proper coordination with the respective heads and for compliance with the necessary documentary legal requirements. Fully submitted, Committee on Land Use and Housing Patrimonial Properties, yours truly, the chairperson, with the members, Councilor Michael Gregory D. Boras, Member Pedro Imaday, and Roel E. Bandugan, member. So I move for the adoption said committee report.
Any question or clarification?
Mr. Presiding.
Selwyn?
Thank you po. For the adoption, Sir Presiding, gusto ko lang linawin dun sa number 4. Nalagay po dun sa number 4. Findings. Para lang po siguro, ito'y suggestion lang naman para mas hindi po broad po kasi yung term na LGU. Baka pwede nating gawing Municipal Government of Nauhan na lang. Kasi kapag sinabi po nating LGU, pwede po siyang provincial government, pwede siyang barangay. Mas maganda po siguro ito. Katulad po nito, school sites donated by the Municipal Government of Nauhan with transfer certificates of title instead of LGU. Anyway. Kung papayagan din po ng ating sponsor, reporter, ay ganun din po sa number 6, may mga LGU din po.
Okay, we'll take it po, Mr. President.
Okay. Sige. Natin yung LGU, Municipal Government of Nauhan. Any other? So, meaning tayo ay magbibigay lang ng authority sa mayor kapag complete yung requirements ng bawat school. So, individual yung pagbibigay natin ng authority specific to the school. Hindi general lang ibibigay natin. Hindi
Yes, Mr. President.
hindi blanket. Hindi tayo magbibigay ng blanket authority. Kapag kompleto yung requirements ng school, doon pa lang tayo magbibigay ng authority sa municipal mayor to enter into the deed of donation.
Yes, Mr. President.
Any other question? Seeing none, the said committee report is hereby adopted.
May I request the secretary to send a copy of this, the recommendation of the committee.
Madam Secretary, please note.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Meron pa po ba? Committee report, kung wala na, let's proceed to the calendar of business. First items, the ALS ordinance scheduled for second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding. So the proposed ordinance institutionalizing support for the alternative learning system, ALS in Municipality of Nauhan, Eventual Mindoro, providing guidelines and appropriating funds for. Mr. Presiding, since there's so many inputs regarding on this proposed ordinance and some provisions wants to include. I am willing to, if the members of the committee is amenable, that the subject matter be back or returned to the committee, so we can clarify some others to make it clear for the other provisions which is needed for the proposed ordinance.
May objection po ba na maibalik muna ulit sa committee? Or may ayos na ang mga provisions ng proposed ordinance? Kung wala po, to consider other provisions and in reference to RA
Number 11510 known as
11510 and SEP guidelines, the said ordinance is hereby returned to the committee for consideration of some provision in relation to the said RA and SEP guidelines.
Presiding.
For resolution ng pagkilala, to June.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Before I read the contents of the resolution na pagkilala, let me give you some inputs patungkol po dun sa taong ating bibigyan. Ako po ay lubos na humahanga dahil may mga kababayan tayong hindi lamang tungkol sa edukasyong naghahangad sila ay maging maayos, mahusay, kundi ganoon din sa kapag sila nakapagtapos na ng kanilang pag-aaral. Karamihan sa ating mga pananaw, nababanggit noon pa na ang tayong mga Pilipino ay kapag nagpunta sa ibang bansa ay nagiging worker, nagiging kumbaga sa Tagalog ay trabahador na normal. Pero nagpakita ang kabataan katulad natin na mga sa panahong yun nagnanais din na makilala o magbigay ng karangalan hindi lamang sa ating pamilya kundi sa ating bayan. So ang batang ito po ay graduate dito sa atin ng elementary and high school at pagkakaalam ko galing siya sa Nauhan Academy. So siya po ay galing sa isang normal na barangay ng ating bayan at nagpakita ng kakayahang siya po ay hindi lamang kita ng galing kundi na isang liderato. So ito po ay kahanga-hanga at nanaway lagi maging gabay at inspirasyon ng iba pang kabataan sa darating na panahon. So, kaya naman, kalang-galang na tagapangulo, nais kong basahin ang isang resolusyon ng pagkilala kay Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ng Barangay Daog, Nauhan Oriental Mindoro bilang Pangulo at tagapagtaguyod ng Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia sa bansang Canada. Ito po ang nilalaman sapagkat ang Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia ay isang profesional na organisasyon na nakabase sa Greater Vancouver Metropolitan Area na nag-uugnay sa mga profesional na Pilipinong inhinyero sapagkat ang SFEBC ay itinatag upang suportahan ang mga Pilipinong inhinyero upang ipagtuloy at itaguyod ang kanilang profesyon at matupad ang kanilang mga pangarap sa Canada. Sapagkat si Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ay isang tunay na nauhenyo mula sa Barangay Dao, Nauhan Oriental Mindoro, na nagtapos ng kursong Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering sa Batangas State University taong 2014 at naging professional taong 2022 sa bansang Canada. Sapagkat si Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ay nagpakita ng pambihirang dedikasyon, pamumuno at malasakit sa kapakanan at pag-unlad ng mga Pilipinong inhinyero sa Canada, kung kaya't siya ay tinalaga bilang isa sa mga Board of Directors mula Marso 2022 hanggang taong 2025. Sapagkat siya ay isa sa mga bumubuo ng Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia na nagsisilbing samahan ng mga profesional na Pilipinong inhinyero sa kanyang kakayahan, integridad at dedikasyon sa pagsusulong ng adhikain ng organisasyon. Siya ay nahalal bilang Pangulo ng nasabing samahan noong Marso 2025 hanggang sa kasalukuyan. Sapagkat sa pamamagitan ng kanyang pamumuno ay naging inspirasyon siya sa maraming Pilipinong inhinyero at mga nauhenyo upang higit pang pagyamanin at itaguyod ang kahusayan bilang isang profesional na inhinyero. Sapagkat ang kanyang nakamit, pagkilala bilang Pangulo ng SFEBC ng Canada ay nagbigay karangalan hindi lamang sa kanyang pamilya, maging sa bayan ng Nauhan at sa mga profesional na katulad niya. Sapagkat ang bayan ng Nauhan sa pamamagitan ng Sangguniang Bayan ay binibigyang pagkilala ang tagumpay ni Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman na maging inspirasyon sa mga nauhenyo sa kanyang determinasyon sa pagtataguyod ng kahusayan sa piniling propesyon. Dahilan dito ay ipinasya na bigyang pagkilala si Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ng Barangay Dao, Nauhan Oriental Mindoro sa kanyang mahalagang ambag bilang Pangulo at tagapagtaguyod ng Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia sa bansang Canada. Ipinasya rin nabigyan ng CP ng resolusyong ito si Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ng Barangay Dao, Nauhan Oriental Mindoro para sa kanyang kaalaman. Ito po ang nilalaman ng ating resolusyon ng tagapangulo. At siya po ay anak ng ating kapitan ng Barangay Dao, si Kapitan de Guzman.
Any question or clarification? Sige, what's the pleasure of the sponsor?
So, salamat bilang tagapangulo. Sinasarap ko po ang pagtatanong. Minumungkahi ko po sa kapulungan ito na tayo ay magpasa ng isang resolusyong nagbibigay pagkilala kay Engineer Michael John Catli de Guzman ng Barangay Dao, Nauhan Oriental Mindoro bilang Pangulo at tagapagtaguyod ng Society of Filipino Engineers in British Columbia sa bansang Canada ngayong araw na ito. Session.
On motion of Honorable Councilor Jun S. Green, seconded by Councilor De Villa, all members present, the said resolution is hereby approved on second and final reading.
Salamat po.
Next item, the ordinance number 2 and 4 of Barangay Pinagsabangan Dos.
Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation is now open for
The sponsor is now open for interpellation. Any interpellation? Seeing none, what's the pleasure of the sponsor?
I move to secure the interpellation, Mr. Presiding Officer, and pass the resolution approving barangay ordinance number and number 4 of Hexapalantos. Nauhan, again,
Separate resolution.
separate resolution.
On motion of Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory D. Vargas, seconded by Councilor De Villa, Malbacan, all members present, the separate resolutions. Number 2. Separate ordinance ito no?
Yes,
Separate. Different ordinance. So we'll make it separate resolution approving. The resolution, the ordinance number 2 and number 4 of Barangay Pinagsabangan Uno are hereby approved on second and final reading.
salamat po.
Wala na po ba? Let's proceed to other matters. Consipat, then Consiwil.
Nag-message po mali. Ako si SK Ponce, Vince Ponce. Kung available daw po kayo tomorrow.
Yun. Yung pista.
Ayun. Sinabi ko din naman po. Actually, I also asked kung pwede next week. Unfortunately po ay championship na daw po nila mamaya. So,
Mamaya.
so
Bakit na yung tomorrow pa?
yun nga din po yung nasa pero ayun,
Mamaya.
gusto niyo mamaya?
Ganun si Vice.
May pinyahan po mamaya.
Pinyahan.
Ay, di. Baka pupunta kayo ng barangay night ng pinya.
Mamaya ba yan sa Pinyahan?
Aba.
Oo.
Yung inauguration ng
Direct.
court, ano?
Tapos po, na-move po yun Vice ng 6. Yung
6
inauguration.
ang inauguration.
Apo, wala na po yung 3:30. Yun na, ini-inform ko lang po kayo. Nag-chat si Kapitan.
Talagang gano'n, nakamove na pagkatapos ng inauguration, it is natin mag-relo na. Kaya,
Ba't Adreno? Pinagsabangan dos?
Ligaw na.
Sisingit po kayo mamaya sa championship nila.
okay naman po.
Ano oras yung inauguration?
Ano po, 6.
Sino kalapit natin doon? Sikap Barandos,
Sige po, Jeep.
Sikap OG, lalaro Sikap OG.
Tsaka sa SK.
Confirm ko muna, confirm ko muna po kung pwede kayo mamaya.
Sige.
Kasi ang binibigay niya pong schedule ay tomorrow.
Oo, sabay yun.
Apo, best.
Ano yung kasi yun eh. Pagkakahiwalay nung 1 at 2, kaya sila nagse-celebrate ng 4.
Yan. In-inform ko lang po kayo at ulitin ko lang po na ang inauguration ay ng pinyahan ay 6.
6.
Apo. Diretso barangay night na po yun.
Hindi tayo, paalis-alis tayo.
Kayo. Kaya, let me know na lang po para ma-message
Sige,
ko.
mamaya po sa...
Ikaw, Selwyn?
Thank you po. Mr. Presiding, pwede pong malaman sa ating search at terms kung ano po yung mga schedule mamayang hapon, baka pwede makasingit. si Bato Darwin.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ang schedule po natin ngayon ay Committee on Laws and Health, May 14 after session. Ito po ay ordinance amending Municipal Ordinance number 62. Yung strengthening the denormalization of cigarette and tobacco use, regularization of its sale and distribution in the municipality, and the inclusion of electronic nicotine dispensing system or ENDS, commonly known as electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes in the coverage. Yun po ay after session. And then susundan po siya ng laws and social welfare, an ordinance granting birthday incentives to person with disabilities. And then after po ng itong PWD, after po nitong birthday incentives sa PWD ay laws and trans po. About naman po ito sa ordinance establishing the local road network development program of the municipality. After po ng local road network ordinance ay susundan naman po ito ng laws and social welfare, an ordinance enacting the 2026 revised children's code of the municipality of Nauhan. So kung magsisimula po tayo ng 1 p.m., posible po na 1 to hanggang 4 p.m. po.
Or kaya pa po, pasingit lang po ako nung sa Committee on Laws and Agriculture yung pong donation of 2 gilts from the provincial government. Pa-invite din po ang ating livestock coordinator. Lamang po. Si Sir Shan din po, kasama na rin po tayo. Baka may mabubuksan din natin isang topic tungkol sa livestock. Ayan. Yun lang po.
Any
Mr.
si Mike, then Consel Elmar. Po.
Sige. I suggest po, I agree the suggestion, baka po pwede pagpalitin natin, sunod din na natin sa social welfare para isang upuan na lang tsaka isang. Tapos, yun pong sa ALS, Tuesday daw po, yung sa committee, yung nung ni-refer back sa committee, para dun sa mga revisions ng provision ng relative learning system.
AIP tayo Monday to Wednesday.
Kahit after session na lang po next week. Naka-spread. After session na lang. Po tayo ng Monday to Wednesday. May instruction po ang vice na wala po. So, yung